Welcome to today's ceremony. Before we begin, I would just like to remind everyone to keep your mask on at all times, and there should be no intermingling between guests. Okay.
A very warm welcome to everyone here and online, and we're very happy to have you here with us today to witness the solemnization of Hong Yu and Simone.
大家下午好，感谢各位亲友在百忙之中抽空出席红药和义影的宣誓仪式。然后宣誓仪式即将开始，请大家入座。
May we all rise to welcome the bride.
在座的贵宾们，请起立，让我们以最热烈的掌声欢迎新娘入场。
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats and we will begin the solemnization. You look beautiful. Do Heng Yu, Zach, and Lim Yi Ying, Simone, do I understand that you are here of your own free will for the purpose of becoming man and wife?
Yes.
Yes.
Before you are joined together in matrimony, it is my duty to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage, according to law, is a union of one man and one woman voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. Zach, do you take Simone to be your wedded wife, to live together in the legal estate of matrimony?
Yes, I do.
Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her so long as you both shall live?
Yes, I do.
Simone, do you take that to be your wedded husband, to live together in the legal estate of matrimony?
Yes, I do.
Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him so long as you both shall live?
I do.
That's wonderful. We will now have the exchange of rings.
Okay, hi. Okay, I met you 4 years back, and the statements that was said is, I'll be a best bet that you ever have. Moving along as we get married, I'll make sure that I'll fulfill to my promise and become the real best bet that you ever have. And I promise to take care of you no matter whatever happens. And I'll take care of the family. We'll build the family and we'll build our fortress together. With this ring, I marry you.
Hi. Thank you. Okay, I wrote some stuff down. Yeah, I was gonna say 4 years ago you told me that you will be my best bet, and I continue to believe you, and I will continue to believe that every day. Thank you for loving me so generously, loving my family, loving my friends, and I'm very happy to finally be able to marry you. And with this ring, I marry you.
Okay, wonderful. So, Zach and Simone, as both of you have given your consent before me to live together in matrimony and have solemnly promised each other to do so, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may take off the mask, kiss each other, and put it on again quickly. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, go. Oh. Okay, that's called COVID. Now we will now sign the marriage certificate. Well, the witnesses are with us. Come and join us.
I was only walking through your neighborhood, saw you light on honey in the cold. I stood anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are. I've been getting used to waking up with you. I've been getting used to waking up here. Anywhere I go, there you are. Anywhere I go, there you are.
For those who are viewing the ceremony online, you may leave your blessings in the chat box.
You're the fire and the flood, and I always feel you in my blood. Everything is fine when your head's resting next to mine, next to mine.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. To Hong Yu Zhang.
Okay. Once again, presenting to you Mr. and Mrs. To Hong Yu.
Okay, please have a seat. Okay, for the next segment of today's program, may we invite the groomsman representative to give their blessings to the couple.
现在我们将邀请红耀的伴郎们上台致辞。
Okay, Chuck, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chuck. Today is really such an honor for me today to be able to be at such a joyous occasion for Simone and Hongyu. I knew Hongyu since the army days, and I think there are really two sayings that really resonate with me through my journey with him. I think on a very personal level, the first one is the best way to a woman's heart is good food. So just imagine a young Xie Tingfeng, shorter, darker, and some stubble hair, in his backyard cooking a medium rare ribeye steak, topless, some 6 packs, holding a glass of red wine, talking about the history of Cabernet Sauvignon. It's hard not to fall in love with such an image. So for myself, Hongyu has been more than just a friend. He's also been a culinary master that I learned a lot from. Before I left for London, I actually went to learn how to cook carbonara from him on the day before. Until today, the most successful pickup line I have is, we like to have carbonara at my place with some red wine. But jokes aside, I think Hongyu is really through food that you really can tell Hongyu as a person. Firstly, he's been a very, very generous friend. Whenever we have meals with him, he's always offering the best ingredient, the best food, the best wine. And he had never asked for anything in return. And that is why I'm still his friend. The second is that he's been someone who is extremely sincere. Whenever we have a session to having good food, he's always someone that I can count for as a listening ear to hear about any problems I have, to hear about my success, about my troubles. And he's always someone that I can count on as a pillar of support, not only for his wisdom, but just for his presence, always being there for me. And he's one of the few friends that you can count on to be genuinely happy for you whenever you have something happy to celebrate about. So going forward, I really do treasure him as a friend, as a companion, as a pillar that I continue to rely on, and hopefully I'll be able to do the same for him. For Simone, I hope that you realize today is something that you should really cherish, because this is the skinniest that you're going to be. I'm sure going forward, Hongyu is going to be treating you to a lot of good food. So today is a very special day for you. On a professional level, another saying that I think really resonates with me is you need to want to succeed as much as you want to breathe. So this was something that Hongyu shared with me when I met him one drunken night. And just imagine, a young brown grizzly bear in the wilderness finally found a stream of water with a few fish that he can eat every day. But not being satisfied with that, he uses his paws every day to claw through the mud, and eventually the stream becomes a river. And then he hires some young grizzly bears to work under him to build his fishing empire. I think that's really Hongyu for me in a nutshell. Firstly, it's really his drive to want to succeed. By drive, I don't mean driving. That's something that those who know will know. But his drive to succeed in life is something that is very infectious. His unyielding spirit to take whatever life comes at him without fear, without any sense of worry. For those who know, for him to be able to reach his success today from where he was a few years ago, it's really through a lot of hard work, a lot of tears. And it's been a very, very difficult journey for him. And it will be a very difficult journey for him going forward. But with this unyielding, defatigable spirit, I think there's no doubt in my mind that he will definitely succeed in the future. And another thing is his thirst to succeed, his thirst for knowledge, and his ability to want to become a better version of himself every day is something that I myself look up to him and learn a lot from him as well. Whether is it himself, people around him. When you meet someone like him, you do want to take a bet on yourself, develop yourself, and become a better version of yourself. And that is why, even though he's quite successful today, I have no doubt that he will continue to build a better fishing empire for himself. So for this young grizzly bear, he has found his what and his how for the past few years, but today he has found his who and his why. And if Hongyu is like fire, I think Simone is like water. Simone is someone that is warm, soothing, well-mannered, gentle, and she heals, she nurtures. She's someone that can take any shape and form. You can talk to her about anything under the sun, and it will always be a very joyous conversation to have. And lastly, she's someone that's very transparent. You can always tell what's on the mind, and that's why I play poker with her a lot. Hongyu and Simone, I can think of no other couple that can bring out the best in fire and can bring out the beauty in water as the both of you. Hongyu, I hope you realize that there is no other woman that can accommodate you for who you are as Simone. And I hope you can treat her to be the princess that she deserves to be. For Simone, I can think of no other man to take care of you than Hongyu. And I thank you for accepting him for who he is and continue to be the pillar of his bedrock for success. So with that in mind, I really wish the both of you nothing but happiness and bountiful kids. Thank you.
So, good afternoon to all who are present here today. I'm Dom, and before I begin the speech, I would just like to say how honored I am here to be standing right in front of you to present this speech on behalf of Simone and Hongyu. So I remember very vividly the first time that I ever met Hongyu, first time. And that was 12 years ago when I was back in JC. So back then I was seated outside the school library, quietly doing my work. And then I was approached by this 10 young guy not with the stubber that Chuck just mentioned, but who had this sort of mischievous vibes about him. And he basically came up to me, looked at me without a single smile, and he went, "So you're a Dormer." To be honest, I was a little shocked at that point in time, and I was thinking, wow, what did I do? Why does this guy seem so unhappy with me? I'm not exactly sure why that was the case, but yes, that was my first encounter with Hong Yu. Our paths crossed again in the army, and I believe that this was the phase of life that we really grew much closer together. Immediately after BMT, we were thrown into some of the toughest phases of our life, bashing through the forest from Tekong to Brunei, surviving typhoons in Taiwan, and surviving heat waves in Thailand. We have seen each other in blood, sweat, and definitely tears. And as if this were not enough, we went to sign up for one of the toughest causes in the army, where we probably saw the lowest points in each other's life. At 3 in the morning, we were made to swim in the ice-cold water, and at 3 in the afternoon, rolling and doing somersaults in the football field right after lunch. But through these experiences, Hong Yu has always been that one person that I look up to and that I look to for advice and guidance. Because no matter how difficult these challenges are, he somehow always manages to find the solution with his resourcefulness and to be able to think out of the box. No matter how hard the task is, he will always say, "No problem, bro. This one sure can one." Being in the same detachment as him, I've also seen how he will never hesitate to put himself before the team and to stand up for the team. Most importantly, he somehow manages to always think a few steps ahead of others. As seen in all the missions that we have executed together, the plan is always crystal clear in his mind, and nothing will stand in the way to attain mission success for him. Looking back, these were the experiences that helped to shape who I am today. I believe that in life, we meet new people frequently, at work, at school, different situations. But once in a while, we come across that few people who help to shape our thinking and make us a better person. So, Hong Yu, till today, I'm glad that 12 years ago we met outside the library, and I'm glad that back in 2011 we were placed together in CSLC Detachment 3. Simone, I still remember the first time that we met. Hong Yu invited me over for dinner and said that he wanted me to meet you. I remember feeling very excited then. And when I reached his place, he basically disappeared into the kitchen for 80% of the time. I remember he only came out briefly once each dish was done, and then he basically went back in. So throughout that evening, he really was a man of few words. And I guess that meeting allowed me to know you much better, which I'm sure was part of his grand plans. And I can't exactly pinpoint what or why, but somehow at that point in time, I knew that you were somebody who could be compatible with Mr. To. And as I got to know you better through further meetings, I learned that you are such a warm, sociable, and down-to-earth individual. And you have that very important skill of being able to talk about almost anything under the sun. And through the times that I've third-wheeled your outing over the last 3 years, including the 3 of us going to Tioman together, watching that Disney movie, which I can't even recall its name, in the room, I've seen the positive influence that you have had on Hong Yu's life. And sometimes these are the subtle differences that you may not observe, but as close friends we have seen. Most importantly, I really respect how you are always so supportive in the things that Hong Yu does and always wanting the best for him. So to the both of you, words alone can't express how happy I am today. And as you embark on the next chapter of your life together, I wish you both everlasting love, bliss, and laughter together. And now I would like to hand over the time to Jessie and Nicole.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicole and she's Jessie, and we're both very honored to be standing in front of you guys today and to witness such a beautiful union. Okay, so 2 decades, 20 years, that's how long I've known Simone for. I remember we first met back in primary school, where we donned on the ugly white apron Nanyang uniform, which was always dirty and muddy by the end of the recess, because we were either playing basketball or catching with the boys, the latter which is Simone's forte. You know how there's this game that's called a virus? I know not very apt in today's environment, but where the moment you get caught, you link arms and hold hands with the person who caught you. Yeah, that's Simone's favorite game. And she's very good at it, especially when we're playing with the boys. We grew through the years together, saw each other through awkward puberty phases, and even though we went to separate secondary schools, we would always face off each other in national softball finale matches. She certainly honed her skills from playing catching to playing catch to playing hard to catch. Life continues to cross paths for us as we saw each other through our ups and downs in JC and uni together. Along the way, catching feelings for some, getting strikeouts from time to time, but knowing that these are necessary to make the home run sweeter when it does come around. There were the gloomy London days, the forgotten drunk nights, and the nagging homesickness. But Simone was always there for me. Be it a homemade brownie she will walk to the other side of the river to deliver, or being the first to snap up dance night tickets and showing everybody else to do the same. In uni, she wrote poetry, traveled extensively, and grew a fresh pair of eyes. But deep inside remains the kindest, warmest, and most genuine heart that you'll find, and one whom I'm honored to have our friendship continue to grow with.
So as for me, I met Simone slightly later in Nanyang Girls High, and I still remember that defining moment in our friendship when I realized that, oh, this is gonna be my friend for a long, long time. So it was this rainy afternoon when we were in secondary 4, and we were drinking Starbucks, like very basic girls, at Plaza Sing, and talking about boy problems with a lot of, I know right, also. So from then on, we've continued to keep each other updated about every part of our lives. And Simone has always been a caring friend to me. She's always there to give me a listening ear and to update me on the latest goss in town. So her adventurous spirit followed her wherever she went, and she was always eager to try out new experiences. And this made for a continuous supply of entertaining stories. So some stories that I remember are from her trips around the UK, volunteering for different causes, and how she's always finding the best deals in town. If you go to Sainsbury after 6 p.m., you can get veggies for £2 each. So this friendship has taught me not to worry too much about the what ifs and just do, because what's there to lose? So after more boy problems between the two of us, Simone told me about this guy one day in early 27. So this guy would apparently appear downstairs her house and force her to go on ice cream dates, even though she was ready to sleep. But the same guy would also send her to work before 7 a.m. every day. So when I heard it, I was like, whoa, such an active suitor. Go, Simone, he could be the one. So Hong Yu, I believe I have a significant role to play in the union today.
Yeah. As for me, I first heard about Hong Yu when we were on one of our Skype catch-ups as I was still studying abroad. So she started with, so I met this guy, ... And I heard, oh my gosh, here we go again. But before I even commented or asked about his name, her first statement thereafter was, but Nicole, he has a tattoo, how? And I thought, uh-oh, here we go again. Boy problems number 1001. But of course, as Jessie mentioned earlier, Hong Yu did throw a perfect pitch, and courtship soon turned into a beautiful relationship. I started hearing stories on how she felt comforted by his acts of service, whether it be whipping up a mean steak, right, as I'm sure the groomsmen would testify to his awesome cooking skills, or a simple act of picking her up after a long day's work. Not sure about the driving analogy, but she's still safe. How she felt included in his life, be it with his circle of friends whom he's very close with, or helping out with a meaningful business project. But more importantly, how she felt like she could continue to grow with this man who continues to inspire, comfort, and love her selflessly. All that being said though, Hong Yu, you lucked out and got yourself a very great catch.
So on first look, These two couldn't be any more different. If you have done personality tests with them, their results are almost always polar opposites. Because Simone is more emotional, but Hongyu is less in tune with emotional needs. But however, I've seen them grow throughout their relationship to become a better fit for each other. And today, I can't imagine a better partner for either of them. We used to dream of fairy tales, but real relationships take work. I believe they'll continue to grow together in this marriage to become the best versions of themselves and be a successful partnership that will reap many fruits of labor. Or babies, right? How many kids do you want, Hongyu? 3 or 4, right? Yeah. So Hongyu, today both of you vow to spend the rest of your lives together. Please take care of one of our closest friends. May you always be someone she can lean on, and to embrace her flaws with patience, and to never stop creating memories together. We also look forward to more omakases by Chef To-san in future.
Yeah, if you cause her any more boy problems, we'll self-invite ourselves to your house and for you to make omakases for us. All that being said, Jessie and I were very excited for the both of you to embark on the next stage of your relationship. Congratulations to you both, and we'll always be cheering you on.
Okay, back to my MC duties. So right now, Simone and Hongyu would like to give a speech to everyone. So 现在洪耀和易颖将上台致辞。
Do I stand here? Okay, where am I? I start first. Okay, 大家好，谢谢你们抽出时间来我们的婚礼。今天我有点紧张又兴奋，毕竟是没有过的感觉。非常感谢大家参加我俩的婚礼，带来了真诚的祝福。Thank you。好。我首先要感谢我们的家人、我们的好友，一大早就来这边帮我们整理东西，然后我们的家人在背后默默的支持我们。最重要的就是要谢谢你，我的老公，因为如果没有你呢，今天就没有这个婚礼了。OK， 其实我们就是像我们的 Jessie 说的，我们真的是很不一样的人。I'm more of a supper person. He's more of a breakfast person, but he will still cook breakfast for me. He doesn't eat chocolate, but we always have chocolate ice cream in the fridge. So when I first met him, I thought he's very ambitious, very positive, and super sincere. And actually, Chuyong was the one that introduced us together. So thank you. 在我们相识时，我就觉得他是个志向远大的人，然后又真心。态度是非常正面，很真心的在追我，打动了我的心。此外，他真的是十分勤劳，所以是让我觉得这个人真的有 good future, bright future. Anyway， 所以妈妈请放心，您大女儿今天找到了美好的归所，优秀的丈夫。我也要感谢我新的爸爸妈妈一向来对我的关怀，还有宇轩，还有大哥和大嫂对我的关怀。请你们放心，我会照顾好你的儿子，也会同样照顾好你们。Okay, and lastly, where am I? Okay.
陈后。
他在睡觉。
OK， 各位来宾、各位亲戚好友，各位在 live stream 的朋友，今天高朋满座，喜气洋洋。我和我新娘十分的荣幸，可以与大家庆祝我们生命的下一个篇章。我们的欢喜非笔墨所能形容的。这个词我也是昨天写到11点多了。我的华语其实不是很好。OK， 从小到大，父母无微的护照，我在此恩重如山。我和Simone相信百善孝为先。 我在此，所以很高兴，今天卓家有多一个女儿，而我有多一个妈妈、爸爸，收获良多。OK，so 我差不多是8年前当兵出来，我妈妈一直叫我去大学，我问她去大学的原因是为什么，她跟我讲去大学要认识多一点女孩子。我跟我妈妈讲不用担心，我会找出来一个女儿来嫁进来卓家。所以我在 starting 的时候，有一个朋友就劝我这三道话，所以我今天大概跟大家的谢谢跟一些感触，我就会跟大家分享一下。第一是天道酬勤，就是天道会酬勤劳的人啊。第二是人道酬善，第三是商道酬信，就信用。我从小就很顽皮，有自己的想法，十分的固执。我妈妈跟哥哥跟爸爸应该很了解这一点。他们好像心里都知我有一天会成熟一点，会比较不会这样顽皮跟固执了。所以从小的自信也是妈妈鼓励跟栽培，我十分的感激。她每次跟我说，人小志气大，人矮一点不用紧的，我们人小小，可是志气要大，那个最重要。所以这个我一直都记得在心。也是邓小平这些伟大的人都是比较矮的了。OK，so 可是他从小就再而三的提醒，做人要成功要一定努力，要有付出。那我就凡事都是我有兴趣的，我就比较努力。好像吃烧猪这样，我很努力。如果比较不兴趣的，我是比较不努力了。看我长大的长辈们，姑姑、姑丈、叔叔，我也是很感激，一路来你们的栽培，开窍我的思想。我希望我每天会一直进步，把生意越做越大。和我一起长大的表哥、表弟、表姐、表妹，创好美好的青春。那第一就是妈妈教我要勤劳，第二是我周围的人都教我要善良。那我在当兵的时候，通过一些训练，就是拿一点的枪，走一点的路，拿一点背包，给我认可一群我知道可以同甘共苦，一起往目标努力用功的朋友，像伟盛跟初庸所讲的，还有Branco and Dominic I said 伟盛 is Dominic so 我了解了，在当兵的时候，人道会酬上，你要人家帮你，你一定要帮人家，所以我通常一定帮人家先治那个烧猪先。OK， 在生意上的朋友，今天可能有些在视频在关注，我很感激每次可以跟头脑精英的同志们一起交流，而我做同样很感激，就是每一个机会你们都允许我的，给我一个机会跟一起工作的队友们，我打从心里的感激。Yeah.
Okay, clearly he wrote a better script than me. He spent a lot of time on it, but I feel like most of that he took from the dictionary.
Here and there.
Okay. So 5 years later, here we are. We've seen through each other worst and best self, yet here we still are. There's been times that there's been ups and downs, but I always believe that we'll go through that. And today my heart is full knowing that even though we always have inherent differences, we will always embrace them and love each other because of our differences. Now, may I invite Natasha and Dom to bring our mother's bouquet to show our gratitude for our mothers. And thank you to our bridesmaids and groomsmen today for taking the time off and the past few months of actually planning this for us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming and stay safe. Yeah, and thanks a lot, Jet and Jan, for the morning in your aeroplane. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
For those on live stream, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Sorry that we can't do this in person, and we hope to be able to have a meal with each and every one of you.
We'll have an anniversary dinner in time to come.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Simone and Hongyu. Okay, so
We have now come to the end of the ceremony. Thank you everyone online and physically here with us for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Before you leave, do remember to collect your gift boxes with the gift vouchers that you have received during registration.
今天的宣誓仪式已到了尾声，我们在此非常感谢您的莅临。然后现在洪耀和易颖将与大家合照，请大家按照顺序上来拍照。谢谢您的耐心等待。
Okay, yeah, we will now proceed with photo taking. So you all will take the photos in group.